NewGenGamers.com.
And in French. And backwards. And we've got the Coleco instruction manual for the roller controller. Supplement instructions.
How many do we need?
Arcade quality game system.
Now
The official owner's manual of the ColecoVision.
Yes, here's the actual system manual.
Very nice. And all this stuff's in excellent condition. And I'm liking it. Got some more warranty cards.
I'm going to send that in.
I don't think you're going to get anything nowadays.
Well, I will at least know that
What
covered in case of
What is
warranty.
the colorful thing there underneath you? Looks like a poster.
No,
Squish 'em
it's
down.
Now, this is kind of clever. It is a poster, but it is also the instruction manual.
Oh, neat. And it said something about the talkies?
Ah, yes, this is a game that talks.
Oh, voice work.
With digitized voices, and it sounds really crappy, and you'll hear it once we play the game. But it was there. A lot of potential for this system, a lot of power. This hardware was later used in the Sega SG-1000 system, which wasn't released in America, but it has the exact same hardware. So Sega put it to use again.
It's a very quality system, and you're going to enjoy this one, so we're going to go play some of these wonderful games for it. Welcome everybody to another New Gen Gamers Console Wars of the Past. Today we are taking a look at the ColecoVision.
And we're shooting some purple eggs.
Yeah, they do look like purple eggs, don't they?
UFOs.
They're shooting pineapples at us.
Oh, they are. And Z's.
Oh, well, you gotta get your Nighthall.
So we're back once again. This is Ron.
This is Ray, and I crashed.
And we have along with us video game expert Duck Wensel, who's actually never played this system, so
this is going to be a treat for him.
Of course, some of these games we've all played on different platforms. We're going to be playing a lot of arcade ports, and that was one of the strengths of this system as we get into the lore of it more.
Check out this warp zone.
And now we've entered into a new area. This is Buck Rogers.
A game from Sega.
By Sega, based on the old sci-fi series, which is ancient sci-fi. And this is from Sega.
I think this is Sega, yeah.
Yeah, this is a Sega game, and we start to see the Japanese developers flex their muscles on this system.
And look at the graphics on this, comparatively. I mean, you have some really cool-looking UFOs that, you know, admittedly they look like eggs, but...
Well, by comparatively, you mean by 1982 standards.
Yeah, compared to the other systems of that era.
And we seem to be having a few graphical glitches here with the cartridge. We have a couple things, a couple blocks on the screen that shouldn't be there, but other than that, good power and good graphics for the system when it came along. And as you can see here, you move all around the screen shooting.
Got some really good free motion.
Can you go up and down as well?
Yeah, I was at my full height there, but...
So you have a full XY axis. I mean, this is essentially giving the illusion of moving in 3D, rather than a lot of top-down shooters and things that we'd
Wasn't sure if that was a glitch or a wall.
That would be a glitchy wall.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's very reminiscent of the Death Star, as we mentioned here. George Lucas, I wonder where you got the idea, buddy.
Oh, this was after Star Wars.
Not Buck Rogers. I don't know if they ever actually did this in the series, but...
Oh yeah, they did?
Actually, as a side note, a lot of the Star Wars was based on a lot of Greek mythology and such, but did take a lot of inspiration from Buck Rogers.
Thank you, video game expert Duck Wensel.
Right. And
he also goes by Ducky.
Yes, that's right. And also check out Lucas's first feature-length film that was released to THX.
1138.
Yeah, and at the beginning of that, at least the special edition version, they show a small scene from Buck Rogers.
Oh, so there you go. There's a little extra thing. And I don't know if this is going to turn up on the video, but we keep having black and white fade in and out, and it's I think due to our lead cable going into the Coleco here. So
if it goes black and white, just bear with us here.
Just pretend that it's color.
Of course, then again, it could be like the Intellivision and not just show up.
And
at all.
what was the tagline on that? Planet of Zoom?
Planet of Zoom.
Planet of Zoom.
Apparently, they like to drive Hyundais.
All right. So that's what those saucer UFO egg things are. Look out for the pineapple. Now, this is the Coleco, based off of the Connecticut Leather Company, and we'll get more into that. The system came out in 1982 to compete with the Atari 2600, the Intellivision, and what year?
Of other systems out there at this time.
Yeah, the 5200, the RCA Studio 2. There was a lot of stuff out by this point. This was one of the last of what we're going to call the first console generation. After the Pong era, when games started having interchangeable cartridges, this was kind of the pinnacle of that before the 8-bit era came along. So we're going to see that this really brought home the arcade and really flexed its prowess graphically. And this is another one that was an arcade port by Sega, who was renowned for their arcade games at the time, and brought it home.
An excellent translation. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff going on the screen here.
Yeah, a lot of different sprites, a scrolling background, the 2 layers of a scrolling background, and you know, your full range of motion is really nice. And we'll talk about the controller for this system, which isn't too badly done. It might give you some carpal. Yeah, you might get carpal tunnel after a while, but for short play periods, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, we got some. It's kind of comfortable if you hold it right. Like if you try and hold it one hand and go kind of left to right with it, it doesn't.
Yeah,
work.
You want to grip it, not lay your hand over top of it.
Yeah, it doesn't quite work that way.
So
we're gonna move on to our next game here.
So let's carry on with the ColecoVision, and we'll get into the lore.
Activision presents David Crane's Pitfall 2: Lost Caverns, starring Pitfall Harry,
and adapted by Robert Rudakowski.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with our console wars of the past with our Coleco, and we're checking out Pitfall 2 for the Coleco, as you can see.
A great third-party game.
Absolutely, and definitely, I've never seen Pitfall 2 look like this, so this is interesting and fun for me, but
go forward.
Yeah, so we have Ray playing this right now, so we'll see where he goes with this great adventure. And evidently, unlike the Intellivision, we did the console wars of the past for that, we noticed in Pitfall 1 you could go backwards. That's the first time us New Gen gamers knew that, and got quite a kick out of that, so check out that video if you get a chance. But we're going to get started with getting into the lore of the Coleco and a little bit about the history of the company. In 1932, Morris Greenberg, he started the company as the Connecticut Leather Company, and they were known for their shoes. Later on in the 50s, they got into making leather craft kits, and also in the 60s, making plastic kiddie pools. You know, like when you were a kid, you would go over to your cousin's house or your friend's house, and you had those little pools and such, and you get in and wade about and think it was the best thing in the world. Well, your parents drank beer and probably gossiped, but you know, whatever. That's cool. You didn't know. You were a kid, you were in a pool with 2 feet worth of water, you thought it was the best thing in the world. So, what we see is eventually they get away from being a leather company and they move into the area of video games. This came about because of Arnold Greenberg, who I believe was the son of Maurice or Morris or whatever you call him, right, Ray?
Yeah, Maurice.
Okay.
I think.
You are the player, and the arcade is the arena. You focus your mind and propel yourself into a universe where you're the master of your destiny for as long as you can keep the trip going. This is the arcade experience. We're ColecoVision. We bring the arcade experience home with games like Donkey Kong with multiple screens, arcade controls, and arcade graphics that let you have the arcade experience at home because your vision is our vision. ColecoVision.
New Gen Gamers.com.